Exit Strategies for Real Estate Agents. If you like the content in this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell so you do not miss out on any future videos. Hi, my name is Ricky Tucker, and in this video I will share my suggestions to create an exit strategy for real estate agents and also give you some retirement options for real estate agents. And stay till the end and I'll give you some suggestions on how to get involved with cryptocurrency. Creating a retirement or an exit strategy is extremely important for all individuals, including real estate agents. And please excuse me if I may read through some of this presentation because all of the information is so important that I really don't want to miss out on any points and short you of the valuable information that's in this show. Real estate agents work very long hours, and the general public does not really know how hard it is and all of the work that goes into being a real estate agent. The vast majority of realtors work on straight commission. They don't get a check until they close a home. And once that home sells, they must work to get the next sale. They're constantly on that transaction treadmill, chasing the next check, chasing the next buyer, chasing the next listing. Once you close a deal, you don't have any income for the next month, so you've got to jump on that treadmill, chasing that next sale. And not only that, there is so much involved with being a realtor, from the closing to the inspections to everything that goes along with it, just to get a buyer from the leads phase to the closing phase. And it's an extremely stressful job. So creating an exit strategy or retirement plan is extremely important. In fact, very few real estate brokerages actually have a retirement plan in place for the real estate agents. So it's technically up for each individual agent who works as an independent contractor to create their own retirement plan. And I'm going to share with you some valuable secrets today. In my personal opinion, everyone, including real estate agents, must have many vehicles to create multiple streams of income as they create their master retirement plan. Creating a retirement plan comes with mindset. You must have an abundant mindset, not a scarcity mindset when it comes to creating a retirement plan and also managing your business as a realtor. Because we live from check to check and there's ebbs and flows in the real estate market. So you've got to be willing to take a portion of your money and actually invest it in various forms or vehicles to create and build a retirement plan. To begin, you must decide what you're comfortable with. The amount of money that you're comfortable investing, potentially losing because stock market and other forms of investment are risky. So you've got to calculate what portion of your income that you are comfortable with. That's the abundant mindset. And then you've got to take time. Time is also a valuable piece. So many people with a job trade time for money, which I'm going to cover in a second. But you've got to invest time in studying or learning or becoming the best agent you can be to sell more property, to generate more money so that you can take that money and invest it in some vehicles. And I'm going to give you my suggestions here in a couple of minutes. As I mentioned, you've got to invest time in training and learning. And I'm going to show you right now a couple of books that I have read that are very instrumental in helping me create my retirement plan and helping me to live the lifestyle I'm currently living. The first one is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Most everyone has heard of this book. And in this book, he talks about having an abundant mindset, but more than that, he talks about the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant has 4 pieces to produce income. The first is an employee. As an employee, you trade time for money. Basically, you have an employer that employs you as the employee, and you're getting paid an hourly wage or a salary. So basically, you're limited or capped on the amount of income that you can make, and you're also subject to your employer's hours and the policies and procedures within that job. The next sort of income is self-employed income. And that's your realtors or self-employed independent contractors. You've got doctors, lawyers, a lot of CPAs have their own company, but people that are basically self-employed, but however, they are still trading time for money because they must be in that office seeing patients or seeing a client as a lawyer or showing homes or researching property for sale or conducting inspections as a realtor. So basically you're still investing a lot of time, and if those individuals are not available to invest that time, they're not making money. So if you're removed from the equation as a realtor or a lawyer or a doctor, you're not making any income. So you're still basically still in the employee mindset, except you are now self-employed and you do not have a boss. That might be the only difference. Your true boss is the job or the customer because you're still obligated to show up and work. The third quadrant is business. That's when you're a business owner. So to be self-employed, you still have to show up and work. To be a business owner means the business will function without you being there. So if you're a business owner, you do not physically have to be in the business or work in the business in order for it to generate income. This is a freedom lifestyle. This is the first side. It's the right side of the quadrant when you start to move to freedom, because retirement is truly freedom. And you can be semi-retired and still work and have freedom. So the business owner, basically, such as a franchise of a restaurant or something to that effect, if you own a medical clinic, and those are good, but you still have employee that you have to deal with. Sometimes when employees don't show up, you may have to show up and work. So the business is moving to that right side of the quadrant and that mindset. The next piece of the cash flow quadrant is the investor side. And this square or block can be the most lucrative part of the whole model. That's because you can exponentially blow your income out of the water. This is when you take money and you put it to buy stocks, or you may buy crypto, or you may buy rental property. Rental property still can sometimes be a job and have be a self-employed function, because you've still got to lease it, and depending on the maintenance, if you're actually hiring a management company to manage your rental property, then it becomes more of a true investment. But this is the most lucrative side. And I'm going to step into right now the next portion where you could perhaps, these are some vehicles that you could use to assist you in creating retirement options for real estate agents. And at the end, I'll give you my recommendations for an exit strategy. And I haven't forgotten about giving you my tip on the crypto. The first tool or investment strategy that you could use to create a retirement plan is just savings. Your savings comes through sales as a real estate agent. If you're an employee, it comes through trading time for money. So you take that money from sales or income and you put it into savings. Currently, savings is paying next to nothing, and it's a long road to China, and there's really not a true retirement vehicle in saving. 401k, a lot of employers will match what you put into that account. So if you work for a company and they'll actually match, I recommend you put 100% of what's allowable into that 401k, because you can accumulate some savings for the future. And you just create your living budget off of what's left of your paycheck. And 401ks have a pretty decent return, but nothing to the effect of the next few that I'm going to mention. Mutual funds or index funds are a little bit safer. Nothing's truly safe when you start to put money in mutual funds, stock, or index funds, but it's safer than just technically going to buy a stock in a company. So basically a mutual fund or an index fund is when you put money into a company and they kind of spread the risk out. They'll buy stock or investments in multiple companies, so it's kind of averaging your income. And you could get anywhere from 3 to 12% annually off of those index funds or mutual funds. And it's better than a 401k, and it's a great way to build for the future, but you're still kind of not necessarily in a complete abundant mindset. You're kind of somewhere between abundant and scarcity when you put in that model, but you can still create some retirement for the future. The next thing that everyone is truly interested in is investment properties. How can I buy homes? And that's my goal and my dream. I want to get an apartment complex or a duplex or a triplex or a few rental houses to get that passive income and pay that off. Whenever I retire, I'll have that monthly income. Well, most rental properties requires that you put 20% down payment. So the banks will loan you money and 80%, and then you've got the note. And on top of the note, that's not your only expense you're going to have when it comes to rental property. You're also going to have annual taxes that come due. When it comes to commercial property and investment, most mortgage companies don't escrow the taxes. Unlike your personal home or resident, those mortgage companies require that you put taxes and insurance as part of your monthly note. So commercial banks don't have that same requirement. So you're going to have to be disciplined to put money aside for your taxes and your insurance each year that's going to come due, and also for unexpected maintenance, because you're going to have a toilet break, you're going to have a window break, you're going to have something on the property that requires maintenance. So after you pay your debt to the bank, you pay your taxes, you pay your insurance, you have an unexpected expense fund, you're truly left with a little bit of money each and every month. And that's kind of the slow boat to China, because that's if you can spare that money and you want to build a portfolio of rental property, hoping that in 10 to 15, 20, 30 years you have it paid off, and then you can enjoy the money of that investment. But if you take that money and truly put that in a stock, which is the next thing that I'm going to mention, if you purchase a stock, that's a quicker way to get wealth. It's also a riskier way to get wealth. So that's for those who truly have that abundant mindset. So if you do your homework and find a company and put some money in that stock, my recommendation is that you only put what you're willing to lose. Don't put all of your savings in a stock, because if it's gone, all of your savings is gone. I would earmark whatever, if it's $500 or $5,000, whatever you're comfortable with, purchasing a quantity of stock. Don't put it all in one company unless you have a complete confidence in that company. And then if it grows in stock price, you could sell at a future date, or if it's paying dividends, you'll receive dividends off of that. And that's a true investor, because there's no management involved, and that's just money that could potentially come in. Another option is a fund such as Grant Cardone or Cardone Capital, just for an example. If you were to put money in his company, Cardone Capital, he goes and buys a high-rise apartment building or office building, and you can have a fractional ownership in that. So if you put up money, and typically those require $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 to participate in that. So you've really got to have a lot of money. It ties up your money, and you're going to receive a monthly return depending on the cash flow of the facility or the investment that he's in. And then hopefully in 10 years, he's going to sell at a profit. Historically, real estate has appreciated over time. So investing in that type of fund could potentially have a payoff in the future. But there's also crypto. Now, I'm not going to claim to know everything about crypto, because I truly don't. It's a learning curve. A lot of people say that 50% of the homes are going to be financed with crypto in the next 10 years. Cars are going to be bought with crypto. They've already got coins and funds that specialize in that. And do your due diligence on that, and be careful with your wallet, your DeFi wallet, and all of those things are pretty secure, but everything's on the internet. So, if you go and buy crypto, that's one way. A lot of people have created a lot of wealth by buying crypto, Bitcoin, and things like that. But I ran across a company called Novatech. It's basically a crypto hedge fund company. So again, this is strictly my opinion, and you could win and you could lose in that company, but that particular company, Novatech, is paying 3% weekly, and it's got a 3-year history on that. So that company, if you look at it, based on the 3-year history, you could get in for as little as $100, basically put that in that fund, that crypto hedge fund, and they will invest that weekly, buy and sell, where you don't have to watch the market and buy and sell. They're going to do it for you, and then deposit. It's ranging from 1 to 4.5% weekly, on an average of over 3% a week. So if you do that 3% a week, that's about 12% a month. And they're paying dividends weekly. So if you're interested in knowing more about Novatech, just contact me and I'll give you some input on that. But again, it's opinion, and only put in there what you're willing to lose, because nothing's guaranteed. Everything I've mentioned so far requires you to have the money and put that into the company, or put that into the fund, or the real estate property, or the crypto hedge fund. The other way you can accumulate wealth is work for a company that's actually going to give you ownership in the company for working there. Some companies give you profit sharing, some give you revenue sharing, some give you equity in the company. For instance, eXp Realty, which I just happen to work for, as an agent with eXp Realty, you get $200 worth of stock each and every year on your first transaction. If you cap with eXp, it's an 80-20 split. Once your 20% totals $16,000 paid to the company, you are capped and you get another $200 worth of stock. If you've got a friend or relative or someone you know out there in the market that wants to join eXp and you introduce them to the company, you can get $400 worth of stock when that agent has their first transaction. And then if you're a top producer, you can actually qualify to get your cap back in the form of the stock. Yes, $16,000 worth of stock each and every year whenever you reach that icon status. So with eXp Realty, and there's a few other companies out there, no one paying quite the aggressive stock awards like eXp does. But if you're a realtor and wanting to build some type of retirement, you actually get ownership in the company just for selling real estate. That's phenomenal. And if any of you agents watching this right now, go to your broker and ask them to give you ownership just for selling real estate. I doubt it's going to happen. You also would like to create referral money out there. Passive income is what we call it. If you go out there and your investment property, your homes are basically passive income. If you get them to a point to where they're cash flowing, if you put a big enough down payment, or when you get to that 20-30 year mark on your rental properties, it really starts to cash flow. But you may want to think of a company that pays you referrals for bringing agents to the company. eXp Realty has something called revenue share. So for every agent that you personally bring to the company, you not only get $400 worth of stock, but you also receive 3.5% of the gross commission that they pay eXp each and every year. You will receive up to $2,800 a year on each and every agent that you bring to the company. Should those agents attract other agents to come to the company, you're also going to receive revenue share on those other agents through 7 levels in the form of a referral payment. For whenever they sell a property, you receive a referral from eXp Realty off of the gross commission paid to the company just for attracting agents to the company. That is one of the main reasons why you see so many agents joining eXp Realty in your market. The company has grown to 77,000 agents worldwide, and that alone has enabled me to retire from home building. Feel free to contact me if you're interested and want to find out more about Novatech Hedge Fund or eXp Realty Stock Award or Revenue Plan, and I'll be glad to schedule a confidential meeting with you, Zoom or phone call, and tell you about the benefits and how you can set up an exit strategy with all of those vehicles. Once again, my name is Ricky Tucker, currently living in Springfield, Missouri. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found any value in this show, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you do not miss out on any future shows. Again, thanks for tuning in.